Today is Tuesday, August 23rd, and this is the Dragon Charts Daily Stock Picks video for the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. In these daily videos, we not only provide you with specific stocks that are exhibiting technical patterns for potential buy entries, but we also teach you how to use the DragonScan stock screener in order to master the Dragon Charts trading strategy taught in our Stock Trading Success course. So what you're looking at right now is the Dragon Charts stock screener, which is designed to quickly and easily help you find the strongest stocks in the various Asian markets. With the Hang Seng Index and many Hong Kong stocks falling sharply over the past several weeks, it's been very difficult to find stocks to buy that have a chance of holding up and not moving lower. But the Dragon Charts stock screener program actually helps you find the stocks that are showing relative strength all in a matter of seconds. We're going to show you how quickly and easily we can do that. There are two basic types of scans we can do. We can do what's called the self-serve scans, which gives us a lot of different filters we can do, such as moving average, price range, relative strength ranking, and where the price is in relation to its 52-week high. This gives us a lot of flexibility in finding the different types of stocks. But for a quick and easy way to find stocks that are exhibiting patterns for potential buy entry, we can use what's called DragonScans, which is our predetermined formulas that we've been using for the past 10 years in the US to find stocks that meet our criteria for our trading strategy. There's three types of trades that we take. We do breakouts of relative strength, pullbacks, and trend reversals. So the relative strength breakout scan will help us easily find stocks that are showing relative strength to the broad market. That means the stocks are performing better than other stocks in the same exchange, and stocks that are breaking out or have just broken out of a base of consolidation. The pullback scan would enable us to find stocks that have been in an uptrend and are pulling back to support, and the trend reversal enables us to find stocks that are reversing their downtrends and starting to move higher. Now let's take a look here at the relative strength breakout scan, because what you'll find is that this is a very quick and easy way to identify stocks that are still holding near their highs and have bullish chart patterns, strong chart patterns, even as the rest of the market has been moving lower. The concept here behind the Dragon Chart strategy is we like to buy stocks with relative strength, because if a stock is so strong that it doesn't move lower, even as the rest of the market moves lower, typically that's going to be the first stock to move higher when the broad market moves back up again. So the stocks that we're going to find here exhibiting relative strength are going to be those that we want to keep on our watch list for potential buy entry. So we begin by clicking on country. Hong Kong's listed under China. So under China we select exchange, either Hong Kong or Shanghai we can scan for. Let's do Hong Kong. And we can optionally select to contain the results within an index such as the Hang Seng, but we'll leave that set to all. Gives us more results. This will scan for all stocks within the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. We can also optionally set a price, minimum price, or an average daily volume filter. Let's do a minimum price of $1 Hong Kong dollar, so that all results returned must be at least $1 Hong Kong dollar, so we're not trading penny stocks. And the average daily volume, let's use a minimum of 1 million shares a day for an average daily volume to prevent us from trading in stocks that are illiquid. And now we simply hit the Scan Now button. Notice how in a matter of literally only seconds, the screener returned the results. There's looks like about 15 stocks on here that meet our criteria of stocks that are breaking out of a base and showing relative strength. And let's take a look at what those stocks are. First of all, I like to sort by relative strength ranking. We can sort by any of the column headings on top. Relative strength ranking is a good one to sort by. This, by the way, is not RSI. This is not the RSI indicator. Rather, relative strength simply shows you how strong the stock is acting relative to every other stock in that exchange. So it's a comparison of other peers of stocks in the same exchange. So when we sort by relative strength, we put the strongest stocks on the top all the way on down. So a 99% ranking would be a stock that's showing a lot of relative strength. And then we simply click on the stock and we'll get a chart, just like this. On the left side here, we get a list of all the stocks that were in our scan. We can jump around through those. Okay, now the default time frame here is a 9-month time period, but we can select 6 months or 3 months or longer. Now, the reason you're not getting more data here is because this is an IPO. The stock has only been trading now for several weeks. which is why you're only seeing a couple weeks of data. Now this is showing up as relative strength because it's above its 20-day moving average and 50 and its 200, but it's a bit deceiving because it's an IPO. So we'll just pass on that one. Now if we want to, we can jump around by clicking on any of these ticker symbols, or we can hit this button here that says enable space through, which lets us just hit the space bar to go to the next stock. The next stock here is Joyce Boutique. This is holding up nicely. It's holding above its 50-day moving average, which is the green line. It's been holding its 20-day exponential moving average, but what I don't like about this stock is it's formed kind of a possible double top formation right here. And it's also sold off sharply on high volume, higher than average volume, below its 20 days. So it looks like it actually may break below support of its 50-day moving average and come down to its 200-day moving average. So even though the stock has relative strength, it may be losing its relative strength, so it's not a pattern we like. Let's move on to the next stock. Now, this is also an IPO. That's why you don't see a lot of data. We've only got a couple weeks of data, so we'll pass that by. And again, another IPO. Now, this stock, Tianshan Development, is in a nice tight range. Notice how it's been consolidating in a tight sideways range here since June, actually. We can draw the trend line. You can see the lower channel support, and then we can see the upper channel resistance here of this range. So this is forming a nice base of consolidation as the 50-day moving average is rising up to meet the price. So you may see this stock start to break out above its consolidation soon. This could be a potential buy entry above this downtrend line here, looking at the 3-month chart. So above the August 12th high here of about 245, it's a potential buy entry, but we don't like it that much, so we're not going to put it on our watch list as a potential buy entry. Next one on our list here is 1038. Now this here is a great example of a stock with relative strength. The stock has been trending higher since May. It broke out of a base in May and has been trending higher. Had an undercut here down to its 50-day moving average, but snapped right back up. Notice how nicely the pink line, the 20-day exponential moving average, has been acting as support. And now what we really like is for the past several weeks, the stock has been forming a base, a tight sideways base of consolidation. We can draw this horizontal trend line here. You can see it. Now there was a day last week when the stock tried to break out above the high of this range, and then it failed to break out and fell back into the range. But that's okay, because even though it failed to break out, it held above support of its 20-day moving average. So it was just a little bit too early, and the stock continues to consolidate. So now if this stock is strong enough that it can actually continue sideways to higher and potentially break out to a new high, even as the Hong Kong stock market is down, what do you think is going to happen when the Hong Kong Stock Exchange eventually bounces and starts to rally? Right, this is going to be the first stock to surge higher. So that's why we like this for potential buy entry, and we're going to add this to our watch list as a potential buy entry. Our buy trigger price for this is above the August 18th high, which is this red bar right here, 47.50. So above the 47.50 area is where we like this for potential buy entry. We will be adding that to our watch list. And that's CKI Holdings, number 1038. Let's go through the rest of the stocks on our list here. This is Hong Kong International Entertainment. A bit choppy. I mean, it's got relative strength. It's been moving higher and the volume's kicking in. But we don't like this action right here. It gapped up and then failed the gap, so it's a bit too choppy for our taste. We'll pass on that one. This is a nice setup here. This is number 0215. This is Hutchison Telecom, Hutchtel. And if you take a look here, you'll see that the stock has just recently broken out of a base back in July and is starting a new uptrend. It always is nice to look at the longer term chart to see the patterns. If we look at the long-term chart, going back here now about 2 years, we can see that the stock has just broken out above a major area of resistance of its prior highs. Back here in this area, back in early 2011, was resistance, and now the stock has broken out above that. So that prior resistance level should now act as support. So let's drill down to the shorter term chart. We can see here that trend line that we drew. So notice that the stock now for the past 5 days has been holding near its high above that support level. holding above the 20-day exponential moving average. And we like this for potential buy entry on a breakout above this 5-day downtrend line, very short-term downtrend line. So we're going to say this is a potential buy entry based on the chart pattern we see here above the $3.10 level, the 3.1 level. This stock here is interesting. It's been very choppy, but it's held support of its 200-day moving average. Like I said, it always helps to look back at the longer-term trend. If we look back several years of data here, we'll see that the stock is potentially poised to break out above a long-term base of consolidation here. This is a nice tight base. It looks choppy on the shorter-term chart, but when we look at the longer-term chart, the base looks very solid. You can see that there. So if this moves above this base, the stock could very easily enter into a new uptrend. Let's drill down to the shorter-term chart, and we'll see that right there is that line that we drew. So basically, we've got resistance here right at the $8 level, which is the high of this candle, and also the high of this candle was just below that. So essentially, this is a technical buy entry if it gets above the $8 level, above the high of this gap up day back here from July. If we clear the trend lines, you can also see that the stock has also just recently broken out above its intermediate term downtrend line from the high of May back here. We had a downtrend line that just this week the stock broke out above, so notice the volume came into the stock as well. So now we've broken out of that downtrend line, and now we just need to wait for it to get above the 8 Hong Kong dollar level before we would consider buying it. It's really important to wait for the trigger prices. Never jump the gun. We wait for the proper entry prices. So we're going to add that one to our watch list as well. So there's a couple more stocks here that our scan returned, but we've now got 3 stocks on our watch list. We'll just continue to monitor these, monitor the price action in the coming days to see how they do, if they break out. We'll do another stock analysis video tomorrow as a follow-up. But notice how quickly and easily here we took thousands of stocks and narrowed it down to the strongest stocks in the market in just a matter of seconds. Very powerful software that enables us to do this, find the strongest stocks in only a matter of seconds, and then we just use our technical analysis strategies that we teach in our classes, in our course, to determine which stocks of those strong ones are the best ones to buy. And we present those to you in our daily stock analysis videos. Hope you enjoyed today's stock pick analysis session, and we'll see you all in tomorrow's video.